Hey, 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 good afternoon, everyone. Chris here.
Hey, Steve McCarthy, what's cracking?
Oh, I guess I should have been. By now, everyone knows my last name.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
you got to be so official, Steve? Steve McCarthy here.
I'm a professional.
Chris Burns here, everyone. Hey, guys, welcome to another episode of Rebel Wealth Radio, broadcasting live from New York City.
Let's go.
How's everyone doing today? How you doing, Steve?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be on here again with you. I know we're going to be talking about commitment today. You know what we should really talk about first, just real quick? This is a segue. Here we go. I'm going to rip apart another episode. But we just had our 20th year from 9/11.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Let's roll, my man. But I just wanted to say, just real quick, that September 12th, 13th, 14th, when America was America.
Yeah.
You know, when we all loved each other regardless.
When everyone united and was like, we had the same cause. Yeah. Didn't matter.
Look at that. No, but look at the chills.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just thinking about.
Your wife's right. You are a sensitive.
I'm a sensitive dude, man. I am sensitive. So why? But, just in remembrance of everything that happened and all the heroes that emerged and then the country reuniting, I just feel, it should be mentioned. And that, I want to say publicly that I love this country. I loved it more on September 12th when we were all united again.
September 12th, 2001.
Exactly.
Correct.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. But if you don't love this country, I don't love you. This is my country right now. I love America. I love everything about it with all my heart. That was a terrible day.
Absolutely.
But the rise up from Americans that pulled together, man, I want that America.
That's the America I grew up in, and that's the America I want. I'm with you on that, and I'm not afraid to sit here and stand up for what I believe in. This is the greatest country in the history of the world, and I love this country. I will fight to the death to keep it and preserve it. I'm a patriot through and through. So
America, yeah,
absolutely
awesome.
So I'm glad you said that. So on to what we're going to talk about today: commitment, right? Commitment issues, commitment. Who has commitment issues?
I'm committed to be American.
I am.
Okay,
I'm committed. So we were talking a little bit earlier, and just about how some of the things that we're setting up and doing individually and collectively for business, and how we commit to those things and hold each other accountable for the growth that we're trying to achieve. And kind of just as we talk to our listeners and people that want to know, I'd say in every aspect of life, in every area of life, I think that's probably the first hurdle to get over is commitment, right?
100%. Yeah, people think commitment's a terrifying word. When you say I'm going to commit to the new diet, I'm going to commit to starting a business, I'm going to commit to being a better husband, father, all those things. Those are scary words, but I firmly believe that every single person on this planet is committed to whatever's getting them the results that they're achieving right now today.
So that's what we were talking about a minute ago, is that you broadcast like, oh, I don't like commitment, right? But really, if you start to dissect your life, right, you realize that no, there's a lot of things that you commit to easily and naturally, right? So it's like, I commit to being a father, I commit to being a friend, I commit to my job, right? I commit to whatever it is. And so the discipline of commitment in and of itself, it's there in every person at some area in some stage in their life, right? So,
but are you intentional?
About it? Yeah, and then also the things that are hard that you don't want to commit to in life because of whatever fears or whatever past, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, issues are, or whatever.
The baggage.
The baggage. That's a good word. So whatever that is that's causing you to not commit in areas that you probably want to commit, but you're fearful of outcomes. Those are areas that you just have to look at the other areas in your life and say, well, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this. And as I'm doing those things religiously, it's easy, right? So it kind of goes back to pushing through the barriers, the walls, the obstacles that are in your way, the I can'ts, and change them to I can. And we were talking about this earlier. It's about that 75 hard, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's like, I can't drink a gallon of water a day. No, you don't want to drink a gallon of water a day, or you'll find a reason why you aren't drinking, or you'll make excuses as to why you can't drink a gallon of water a day. Well, I don't like water. I don't like whatever the excuse is. But the reality is you absolutely can. And if you think about changing that mindset in anything, it's like you go from I can't to I can, or just be honest. I don't want to, right?
Yeah.
Don't say I can't, just say I don't want to. So we think about that from committing to different things in life, and how can we help people with the things that we've gone through, you and I, and say, hey, there was a time where I couldn't commit to this, or didn't want to, not couldn't, but didn't want to commit to this because of whatever I thought the outcome would be. And then we changed our mindset. Literally, it's a change of a mindset. Like, oh no, I can and I will. And then you get through it and you're like, dude, that was easy.
It's not always big stuff either. So I had coaches telling me for literally 3 years that the way you build more time into your day, because like you're out of time, I'm out of time. Everybody's busy, right? But they were telling me you have to live by the calendar. And I've had plenty of examples of people living by the calendar, but I'm like, that's stupid. That's not going to change anything. There's no way I'm going to live by the calendar. Guess what happened?
You committed to living by the calendar.
Yeah, and it literally gave me more time. The problem is that I didn't have the time that was wasted, right?
Yeah.
Your calendar will expose what you're actually wasting, and it'll tell you the truth, that, hey.
And then you adjust those things that are non-productive. You adjust your calendar to it.
Yep.
Put things in place. And the thing is, you can have a balance. I think that's the thing is people don't realize you absolutely can have a balance in every area of your life that's important to you. So you can balance your work, home. It goes back to, right, discipline and commitment, right? So I'm committing to, I'm going to work and put all my energy in work let's just use your calendar as an example. I'm going to wake up, if you're an early riser and you go to the gym, I'm committing every day to go to the gym at 6 a.m., right? That's not me. I commit every day to go at 4 in the afternoon. That's where it works in my calendar. But let's say you wake up, I'm committing every day. I'm going to go to the gym at 6 a.m. I'm going to get ready for work. And then from whatever time to whatever time, I'm pounding the pavement and I'm working. And then I'm committing my calendar for this many hours as I'm dad, I'm husband, I'm, whatever it is, right? So if you put those in there, you realize that like you can create a lifestyle that you want, and you can commit to a lot of things in your life and give them all the attention equally that they need, and have that incredible balance where your life thrives.
100%. Here's the problem that I think people have is they say that they're giving, I'm not getting what I need to be done because I am going to be present with my children. Without being intentionally present, you'll find parents that say they're spending that time they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram.
Oh yeah, their kids are just sitting in front of a TV, and then they're on their phone just chilling there, but they're just a body there.
Yep, lesson I learned from my father. My father worked real hard. He was W-2. When he would get home, he'd be sweaty, dirty, and everything. Hadn't even set his lunch pail down, and it was 15, 20, 30 minutes of wrestling every single day.
Yeah.
I waited for that, and I know he had things that he would rather do than that. And but that was his commitment, intentional time with his children.
That's what's crazy is I had the same thing with my dad, exact same.
Really?
He worked 75 miles away from where we lived.
Yep.
He was gone before I woke up in the morning, and it was dark when he got home. Most of the time, I guess in the summertime it probably wasn't because because that stays light later. But however, the guy had to commute an hour and 20 minutes each day. And then he put in a hard, long day of physical work, right? Yep. And when he came home, I know he's exhausted. As a dad and as an adult looking back, I know my dad was exhausted. Never once did he come home and just plop his butt on the couch. He was like, he knew we were standing there ready to be like, hey, Dad, what are we doing? So it's whether that's watching us ride our bikes, shooting basketballs outside, throwing the baseball. Like my brother and I were big into baseball, so we grew up playing baseball. And so he's at practice, he's taking us out, throwing pop flies, hitting pop flies, ground balls. Like the guy was, the focus for him was always my kids, my kids, my kids. Weekend comes, there's no like, I'm just going to sit back on the couch and kick my feet up. He was intentional about, he wasn't just a body present. He was there and involved every single day. And, you know, it's probably why he's 60 now and exhausted.
You probably wore him out.
I wore him down.
We live in a world of complete distractions. Everybody's fighting for your attention. I mean, social media, commercials, billboard,
right.
Everybody's trying to get your attention. So that intentionally being actually present for the things that you're doing in the moment, whether it's your business, your church, your family, or whatever it is, those are, like, think about it. You're just telling me an entire story of awesomeness about many years ago of your father spending quality time with you.
That's right.
That's good, man.
Yeah, and it was something that he committed to, right? So my dad said, you know, I'm a father, and I'm committing to being not just a father in name, but in action, right?
Yep.
So my kids need this; they're everything to me, and that's what I do. So, and again, it's really, I'm at a place in my life where I feel like it's very important to find a balance, right? You can't exert yourself or give all your energy to one thing, because you can commit and give all your energy to one thing for the time period that you've committed to, right?
Right.
So otherwise you can have this area, and that goes, I guess the whole thing that for me is, I realize you know, I'll be 40 in 3 weeks, and I realize, I know, just dirty old man. I realize that I can have it all, dude.
You can have it all.
I think that's the thing that people is like, you know, what is your all? First off, what is having it all look like to you? What is it? Because it looks different to me than it looks like to you. But whatever I want my all to be, I can have that. And it's just being committed to that and walking that out every day. So, and then also it's eliminating. Like, I know we talk about this a lot, Steve.
Excuses.
Is that eliminating excuses. But and we also talk about the haters, right? You don't have to, like, there's always going to be them that tells you can't. I don't care. I eliminate, like, I won't put people in my life that are gonna be negative. And it's like, I know for you, like, sometimes, like, that's a fuel for people, but for me, it's not a fuel. It's a, you don't add to my life, you're not going to be in my life. Yeah. And that's what's going to get me to achieve the things that I want. So, I'm able to have it all, and I'm able to commit to doing all of the things that I want to do. And when you love what you're doing, you don't really get burnt out. I'm learning that. Like, I'm not exhausted at the end of the day where I'm like, oh God, I just want to throw my legs up, my feet up, and, like, I have more to give.
When I do things outside of what I love, I get exhausted quickly. I can spend 15 minutes doing, contracts or trying to learn how to build something online.
Yeah.
And that just depletes my energy. But you let me talk to agents on, how to build their business, or you let me talk about, how to build wealth through real estate, you could never shut me up. I would go forever.
Yeah, and I think that you have a lot to offer in that you're doing it, you're successful in it, and so you have there's value in what you bring to people. And I think that when you get joy out of that, and when you see people receiving what you're doing, and you're like, okay, well, there's a purpose here. Like, it's like a payoff, right? Yep. You don't need a financial payoff. Like, you're doing that on your own. Like, when you give back to people, you're receiving, when they're like, wow, thank you so much. Like, this information is great, and I'm taking it and I'm running with it. That's like a payment to you. Like, that fills your cup.
Oh yeah, way more than filling the bank account. I mean, the money is going to be a byproduct of helping people, right? We know that. But when you take somebody that was struggling and 2 jobs and help free them of that and stuff,
absolutely,
that's the reward.
Absolutely. And you don't, and that's the thing is, like, you do your business, I do my business, the money comes. But when you help other people and you give other people opportunities, for me, I still very much believe in the American dream. I believe in America. I know, like, we're in a bad place right now. But I still believe in America. And I do know that there's millions, not thousands, there's millions and millions of true Americans still out there that love this country, that are patriotic, that know what this country stands for, that are prepared to fight to continue to keep it what it is. And so,
regardless of what the media says.
Yeah, regardless. I don't care what the media says. They're a bunch of, well, that's another segment. That's another segment. But anyhow, I still believe that the opportunity is there, and think about two of us, like we didn't come from anything. So I don't want to hear this, like these excuses of, oh, I don't have you. Everybody has the opportunity in this country to go seize whatever it is that they want to seize. And I think that's what we're doing this for is you and I aren't, in the place that we want to be ultimately financially at the end of the, we still have so much to achieve, but we also feel like we have a lot to offer and what we can bring to other people who are sitting back going, well, man, I'm going to my 8 to 5 or my 9 to 5 or what, I don't even know what I haven't worked a
You haven't had a real
I haven't had a real job.
Oh my gosh, I had one. I'm unemployable.
It's been so many years. And so I don't know what that's like. But now listen, that some people like that and some people are fine with it. They like the security of that.
If they really do, I'm good with it.
I'm totally good with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally good with it. But what if you can add more to their life and they can still keep their 9 to 5 because they love what they're doing?
Yeah. Sometimes it's the relationships. I think some people are afraid if they grow, they're going to leave people behind. I heard this quote from somebody online. I'll think about it probably when we get off this. But they said, did you really leave them behind or did they choose not to come? And I thought, man, that's awesome.
Good perspective.
Because we legitimately want to help everybody. But not everybody wants to come, right? Like we can help you, give you the tools. We can give you the advice. We can help you get to where we are.
You have to actually walk.
You gotta walk.
Walk.
Not everybody wants to leave the relationships they're in. I got friends that that aren't looking to achieve what we're trying to achieve because it's hard. We got to work, to get where we're gonna go. We got to work real hard.
You got to grind,
and that's not for everybody.
You can't just be laying in bed at 8:30 going, I know I don't have to be at work right now, so I can just I'll roll out at 9. Like you got to be intentional in every aspect of your life, and it goes back to that committing. What are you committing to? So like write it down.
Yeah,
write it down. And find out what it is that, and then if there's obstacles, like, okay, commitment, X, Y, Z, whatever, like, why can't I commit to that? Because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, well, work through it. Like, I think if you're intentional about, okay, well, I can't commit to this because this reason right here. Okay, we'll find out why you have this reason.
Or is that reason even true?
Or is it even true?
Yeah.
Right? Because I'll tell you this, like, with me, and we talked about this podcast, just we get real, I'm a very private person.
Yeah.
I have always been. I don't like my business out in the open.
I know too much of your business already.
Yes, dude. You're just like, I told you, you place these cameras in my house and these listening devices, and you've got all this.
Chris is a freak.
I don't like. No, I just when you give too much of yourself, people take that and they start, it's like, well, why do I want to give these people that don't add anything to my life an insight on what I deal with and
give them ammo.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, I'm starting to realize, like, I just don't care. I don't care about, I could be doing everything right in the, like, outwardly, right? And have no flaws on the outside where people are like, wow, but they'll still find something to not like about me, right? So when you realize that that's life, like, just be real and raw. So we wanted this podcast to just be a lot of, like, we'll talk obviously in depth about, how to help people in real estate, how to answer mortgage questions and all of that. But we also just want to let everyone realize that, like, we're just real people that are trying to grow and individually together, and we're trying to be, better humans, and also, build an empire. So
that's kind of our commitment.
That's our commitment
to you, is that we're going to be transparent and real.
Yes.
And yes, that's going to give people ammo to rip our lives apart. Those people I don't care about, but the people that can relate and say, hey, I came from from mistakes and a harder life. And my harder life, I'll say honestly, I created that. That wasn't parenting. That wasn't anything. I did that. But that'll give you, it'll eliminate your ability to make excuses about, I'm here, I screwed up. Yeah, you screwed up. So what?
So what? We
now
all
what?
do,
right?
Yeah, and it's like, well, I'll talk about, like, it's no secret. I 4 years ago, I had an affair. I walked out on my family. And it messed up a lot of what I built, right? So people had their opinions about it, and I don't condone it. I never condoned it, but it's real, and I don't walk in shame at all. This is 4 years removed. I've
now what?
Now where I'm at, now I've solidified I've rebounded from that. Like we all go through things in life. I grew up, and this isn't something we'll get into like a long segment of, but like my childhood and the things that I dealt with. But regardless, like this is what I did. I hurt my kids, I hurt my ex-wife. But there was a lot of underlying things that people weren't privy to. Why? Because we're private. We don't, people don't know. They see what you show them. So like, why would you do like that's it?
They only see the highlights.
Yeah.
On
So here
media,
I am 4 years later. I have my walk with the Lord back.
Good.
I understand that there's forgiveness. I also know that I walk in no shame. I held my head high, and I know that I make the mistakes, and everyone out there makes mistakes every day. Who's willing to stand up and say, hey, this is where I fell short, but guess what? This isn't where I stay.
No, and we're going to release that because you've committed to taking care of the wife and the kids, which you have,
100%.
Right? And now you've got this beautiful, amazing woman in your life. You got a great relationship.
Yeah.
We're moving ahead. You're back in church. Well, I don't think you left. I don't know.
I did. I walked away from the church because I did exactly what everybody else does, right? I blamed the church when it's not the church. It's the people in the church, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not the church. It's not, and my relationship isn't with church. It's with Christ, my Savior. So that's once I got out of that and the
this
shame
got
and
deep, man.
Yeah,
I don't
know, just bam, just like commitment, commit to my walk with Jesus. So, but yeah, it's like, you really see, you look back and you go, when you start, I guess that what I'm trying to say is when you start looking back and going, man, I thought that was the hardest time in my life. And you look where you're at today and you're like, dude, that's great. Like you can take a mess and create a masterpiece out of it. And that's what,
I like that. Yep.
And that's what I've done. And that's what I feel I'll continue to do. And you and I will continue to do. And I want to offer that up to anybody that's out there. That's like, don't let guilt, shame, mistakes, lifestyles, past crap hold you down. Because, I heard something from Steve Harvey and he said, you will absolutely fail more than you succeed. You will fail more than you succeed. And that you need to fail more than you succeed, because that's how you learn of what not to do. And it's like he made this he said, Michael Jordan, he took 900 from his high school days all the way through his pro career, he took 965 game-winning shots. 965 game-winning shots, right?
Yep.
He only made 164 of those.
You only remember 164.
Why?
Yeah.
Because that's what people remember. They remember the 164 that he made.
Steve Harvey, let me fix this for you. I'm going to improve upon your statement of brilliance right there. So I believe successful people
that's what he
will
said.
fail.
He said successful people.
You nailed it, Steve.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
He did say that.
Yeah,
I can't I paraphrase things.
That's good. But
he did say successful people.
Important.
He said the most successful people fail more than they succeed. Yeah,
that's why we're failures all the time. I always say that. Like, I'm the biggest failure, but that's because I'm intentionally trying stuff. If you said
what's crazy is he said that you should be wanting to fail.
You should be wanting to fail. But we're not taught that.
Well, here's the thing: is if you're not failing, you're not trying.
No, you're not.
You're not trying, and don't stay in your failures. Like, that's the thing. Okay, so you fail, and 99% of people, when they fail, that's it. They're done. They give up. I failed. I'm done. What?
Yeah.
No, get up, wipe the dust off, and do it again.
That Thomas Edison thing stuck in my head. That was the best thing I could have ever heard at the time I heard it, is that, I found 1,001 ways not to invent electricity, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm striving for failure all the time. Nobody wants to
fail.
But the lessons, the growth, that's where failure happens. So if you tell me, I've never failed, I'm not impressed with you, because you're not even trying.
Yeah, I think that's the reality is you're not even in the ball game. You're sitting on the bench, because you cannot go through life even mediocre, right, and not try anything and not fail. You're gonna fail. Like, that's part of life. So if you're trying to reach for the stars, and whatever that is, like, we talk about this, like, it doesn't have to be you want to build an empire financially. What if you just want to have the most successful relationship with your spouse, right?
Right.
What if that's your goal? What if you just want to have the most incredible relationship at home with your spouse? Well, you're gonna fail many, many times in that, and you have to be okay with that failure, because then you're going to learn how to be the best husband you can be. And and also the best wife you can be, right? So you're going to fail, and then you're going to communicate those failures, and then you're going to grow from those and ultimately get to, the best, most cohesive relationship you can possibly have. So I think that's
and doing that, like, this isn't the episode here. I'm terrible at sticking to the plan.
We never stick to the plan.
But stop if you're trying to build a great marriage, you got to stop trying to change the other person into you.
Dude, that's so good. That's going to be another episode.
It should be, man. And because it's a business relationship.
So I've done that for years. I think reality is everybody wants the person that they're with to be them.
Yeah.
Because I could get along with myself better than anybody.
And I'm awesome.
I'm the best. I literally, like, it is so easy to get along with me. Like, if you aren't like me, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know?
Right. But
so anyway,
look at what we've done. In accepting the people that we're with as who they are and realizing that their differences are our strengths, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's good. Their differences are our strengths.
Well, if you allow Faith said that earlier.
If you allow them to be, she says a lot of great things.
Smart. Yep. Smart.
Spend some time with her.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Well, we are committed to keeping these episodes at around 30 minutes. So
we're going to wrap it up today.
Yep.
And as always, we thank you guys for tuning in. And we're going to keep being raw and real.
Apparently, we're going to get real personal.
We're going to get real personal.
But let us know what you think of this episode. If it's helped you, do me a favor and share it to social media. If it helps you, or if you think it'll help somebody else, make sure you get it in their hands. That way we can keep knowing which content helps you and serves you the best. And
Spotify,
thank you. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Check it out on Spotify.
There we go. All right, awesome.
And just give us feedback, guys, because we're going to continue to do this regardless. We're enjoying it. Him and I are loving this. And so, but yeah, if there's stuff you want us to talk about or you have questions about things, shoot them off to us, and we'll make sure that goes into the next podcast. All right?
Yep.
Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Talk to you later.
Chris Burns is a loan officer with Academy Mortgage Corporation, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS number 633206, corporate NMLS number 3113, equal housing lender. Steve McCarthy with the McCarthy Real Estate Group is part of eXp Realty, DRE number 01919308.